Welcome to Dude No Way Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of Dude No Way, and today it is the Season 2 discussion in Marvel Rivals. We're going to be talking about some Season 2 stuff today. We have some things we have to react to. Got some things I wanted to discuss here. A couple of topics that I feel like it's important that we go over. And yeah, dude, I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out so early. Tier has been here straight off the jump. Tier, thank you so much for being here right away, dude. I really appreciate you. I'm your co-host, Big Dick Tier. Yeah, Big Dick Tier is here, ladies and gentlemen. So, be emasculated and you know, tuck it under the balls because the Big Dick Daddy has arrived. And it's not me, it's Tier here in the chat. Tier, thanks for being here, brother. I appreciate it, man. Sorry about missing out on yesterday. We redid our daughter's bedroom over the weekend. So basically, as soon as I was done the stream on Friday, I went and took my kid to her mom's for the weekend. And then I came back, and from Friday night all the way, like I had a break there and Saturday in the afternoon, but Friday night, Saturday afternoon into the evening until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and then all day on Sunday. I have been working on this bedroom, and we redid her entire bedroom. It looks great. Excuse me. Probably the best looking room in the house, I would say at this point. But that being said, dude, it just took it out of me, bro. My shoulder is still sore. My hands are still a little bit sore. But like yesterday, my whole body was sore. I was like, I feel like shit. I feel like I did too much and like I need to rest. So I just took the day yesterday and kind of, you know, was slow and dealt with my injuries and all that shit and, recuperated. And then I went to bed early last night and I slept for legitimately 10 straight hours. And, it was so nice, dude. It was so nice. So I'm feeling good today. I got a lot here to, discuss. And, you know, I wanted to do a Doctor Strange show where we sat around and we played Doctor Strange for a while. But then I started thinking about it and I was like, you know, dude, there's really a lot that needs to be talked about here for Season 2. Really a lot that we need to go over. Several things that need to be reacted to. So I figured, you know what? Let's just go ahead and knock that shit out of the way. Let's get it out early so that the rest of the week, if we decide we want to just play games, you know, we could just actually do gameplay if I decide that's what I want to do. But for those of you who don't know, here in Season 2, we are starting to get some new media coming out from the Marvel Rivals team, and the Marvel Rivals team are, they're putting out some decent videos. Looks pretty interesting in my opinion. I'm gonna stretch this to the screen here. We're just gonna make sure that fits right there. Does that look right to me? That looks right, I think, right? And then I'll put it into full screen mode. So yeah. So we're gonna be reacting to this Art Vision Volume 1 here, and I feel like it's important to talk about because the art of the game is the part that makes us love it the most, you know, like the art direction, the way that it looks, the way that it sounds. You know, art is more than just the visuals, it's also the audio, it's the ambiance, it's the, you know, it's the porn music in the background when Emma Frost enters the room. Like, it's all of that shit, dude. It's like, it's everything combined, right? And the art vision for this game has been pretty spot on, I would say, for a comic book game thus far. You know, Season 0, we had a kind of themeless type deal where it was just kind of introducing everything, and we were getting used to the sort of cel-shaded graphics style of Marvel Rivals. And I don't know about you guys, but I personally really like it. I like the comic book aesthetic of everything. The way it's got like some lines, but not, you know, not all lines, you know, kind of put together there. I think that's pretty cool. I like the art theme of Season 1, which was like Dracula. And like for those of you who don't know, I grew up as a goth kid, so I love Dracula and anything like blood and death related. It hits right in my soul. So for me, that shit was awesome. And now this season, we've got I'm attending a beautiful Krakoan Hollywood event with the Hellfire Gala type deal. Yeah, I'm not sure how many of you give a shit about the Hellfire Gala theme, but you can't deny that it is beautiful, and you can't deny that Krakoa is probably the prettiest map we have in the entire game. Like, right? I don't really think that there's much competition for Krakoa in terms of like raw beauty, you know, like pure, just gorgeous map design. And like, is it really good? Is it like really well designed map? you know, that part is kind of more subjective. The art direction is, you know, whether you like it or not, obviously, is subjective. But that being said, like, you got to give props where props are due. Like, it's crazy good. You know, it's insanely good. Looks like we are dropping some frames here. Dropping a little bit of frames. Just gonna check the back end. YouTube seems okay. I need to press some buttons over here. That's not what I wanted to press. Can we do it this way? Just testing. Just want to make sure that everything is good before I go into this and have to redo a bunch of shit later. That looks right to me. And then we'll go back over to Restream. Go back over to OBS even. And make sure that, yeah, we are dropping a little bit of frames here. So I apologize for that. That is an internet issue and out of my control for the most part. The internet is giving me all green bars. So the fact that it's dropping frames, I have no idea why. I don't understand it. Shouldn't be. There's plenty of space on my hard drive. I know because I just deleted like 40 VODs from like the last 2 months worth of playing. So yeah. So anyway, so let's go ahead. We're going to dive straight into this Art Vision Volume 1, and we're going to react to this. One thing that I do want, and I need for you guys to let me know, is the audio on the stream loud enough for you? I need you to be able to hear it, because the last time I did one of these where I reacted, I had to manually go through and increase the volume every time the developers talked compared to my voice, and that was really time-consuming and really annoying. So if it is too low, and you can't hear what they're saying, please let me know in the chat so that I can fix it. In addition to that, I'm going to largely be ignoring chat, but when I do talk to you guys, I'm going to go into full screen mode. And here in full screen mode, it will be easy for me to check out on the edit. You know, when I go back and I edit this again to put it up as a YouTube video, I will not have to spend as much time watching through the entire goddamn thing, trying to decipher where the 3 seconds I talked to chat was, so that I can cut it out of the main video. You know what I mean? Like, that shit gets pretty time consuming, pretty old, especially when I don't remember where it is, and then I just have to leave it in or decide whether or not I'm gonna watch the whole like 45-minute video and try to find that, again, that 3-second segment where I acknowledged chat. Anyway, I'm gonna be trying this as my new thing, my new way of dealing with this, to reduce the stress and workload on myself for later, because I do want to upload this to the channel later on today, as well as another video, another thing that we're going to be doing after this, which I want to upload probably tomorrow or the next day, just to make sure that we've got some traction going on here on the channel in addition to the live shows and all of that shit. So please let me know if the fucking video is too low and you can't hear it. Please tell me. And if you guys, if I'm not interacting with you for a few seconds, that's why. If anybody comes in and they're like, why is this guy ignoring me? Like, if you wouldn't mind just letting them know, you know, hey, he's recording for a YouTube video. He'll talk to us in a second. And I will... You know, I still have it up. I can still see you guys chatting. So when I do address you, I will be here in the full cam screen. Okay, so we're going to go back over here. And with all of that shit out of the way, let's go ahead and watch Art Visions Volume 1, The Genesis of Style, GUI and video here in Marvel Rivals. Let's do it.
Hi, 大家好，欢迎来到漫威争锋的游戏世界。
Oh, okay, so this is not in English. All right, so it says, greetings, rivals. Welcome to the gaming realm of Marvel Rivals.
在这里，我们用独特的
Where we've crafted a visually
艺
stunning
术风格，呈现出了精彩
experience with a unique art style,
多元化的世界观
a diverse
和细致的
universe,
剧情
and
故事
epic storytelling.
如果你好奇这个视觉风格，
Okay, all right, so with this not being in English, I am now going to reduce the volume significantly because now we don't have to hear them. I just want to make sure there's no other way for me to do this, right? There's no like, hey, can we translate this into English, please? Option? No, right? It's all going to be in Chinese, right? Pretty sure. Or you know, whatever language they're speaking. Look, I don't claim to be an expert on language, all right? I talk shit on the internet for money. That's what I do, all right? I don't know about languages. If it's not Chinese, I'm sorry. If it's Mandarin or if it's like something else, I don't know about it, and I'm very sorry about that, all right? Anyway, let's start it over. I'm going to turn it back down a little bit. And I'm going to pretend like this is the beginning of it again, so that, again, for the edit, that I don't have to worry about this. This is Art Vision Volume 1, The Genesis of Style, GUI and video in Marvel Rivals. I'm going to turn it up a hair here. Very cute little intro screen. It says, "Greetings, Rivals. Welcome to the gaming realm of Marvel Rivals." I just want to state real quick, this is completely irrelevant to the video, but I love this guy's hand tattoos, bro. I'm a big fan of knuckle tattoos. You know, I'm a big fan of going against the grain and showing everybody that you are your own person. You can do whatever you want with your body, and you're still going to succeed in life. So I like those knuckle tattoos, dude. They look cool. Welcome to the gaming world of Marvel Rivals, where we've crafted a visually stunning experience with a unique artistic style, a diverse universe, and epic storytelling. If you're curious about how this visual style came to life, follow me on this journey. In the early stages of defining the overall project style, our aim was to create a distinctive artistic style and visual language. Therefore, we drew inspiration from various aspects such as animation, film, and graphic design. We infused our style with bold colors and rough brushstrokes, emphasizing primary colors and the vitality of hues. The art style naturally suits heroic characters and storytelling, with its vibrant colors embodying pop culture vibes. And ACG... Oh, I missed that. Hang on. Let's just go back a second. Just another second. With its vibrant colors embodying pop culture vibes, and ACG, anime, comics, games, characteristics, enhancing the emotional impact of our visuals. I will say, just straight off the jump here, dude, it is beautiful. The little kind of drawn video that they have in the background, holy shit, that is gorgeous, dude. All of the art surrounding this game has been super good, but these little cinematics that we get in the style of Marvel Rivals is so sexy. I love the purple of the Black Panther, the Wakanda type theme, and where he's communing with his ancestors and shit. And I love the celestial bast in the sky. It's so cool, dude. It really is just super dope. Following this, every aspect of our game's presentation, including interfaces, transition animations, promotional videos, websites, merchandise, and marketing materials, has been built upon this visual foundation. We call it the dynamic comic style. And apparently we're going to get an ad now, so I'm just going to mute the ad. And we're just going to skip this part. GUI style. As players dive into the game, the first visuals they encounter are our launcher, login, and lobby interfaces. These are the initial touchpoints with our game's visual flair, creating a compelling style unique to Marvel Rivals with a strong and distinctive visual representation. I think they nailed it. I mean, it definitely is unique to this game. I've never seen a game do it quite as well as this one in terms of the comic anime kind of style that they have going on. It is really good. The launcher features what now? The launcher features a design based on the game's icon that continues throughout, breaking away from the conventional rectangular design, and imprinting Marvel Rivals with an energetic and impactful first impression in the players' minds. The following login screen showcases a dynamic and powerful logo animation, seamlessly blending energy transitions with natural camera movements. Setting the stage for the hero world of our lobby to unfold. It is really sick. By clicking the icon, you can see that our UI design is in a flat, stylized style.
可以看到我们的界面是
Nothing like a stylized style, dude.
之所以清
The reason for this flat design style is that it is modern and adaptable. Can't argue with that. I mean, yeah, it is that.
是因为它同时具备时尚度、
Oh, bro, that's that concept art for Doctor Strange right there.
平面化的。之所以
Back it up.
倾向平面
Back
式
it
风
up.
格，
We gotta see it.
是因为它同时
Holy shit, that looks cool, dude. Look, he's got the spirit chains in his hand. Look, this is like their initial concept art for the character select screen. You see you've got Red Hulk on here, who is separate from regular Hulk. Is that lending us a little clue, a little hint to what might be coming? Stream's bugging, keeps freezing and loading. For fuck's sake. Fuck's sake. And I forgot to go into full screen mode, for fuck's sake. Alright. We're just gonna hope that it works. Real quick, what do you guys think this hero is? Is that Wanda, or is this somebody else? Is this someone that we don't currently know? Because, like, obviously this is Rocket Raccoon, right? This doesn't look like Rocket in the current design of the game. That doesn't mean that it can't be Rocket, but it very clearly is, right? So there's a good possibility that this is probably Wanda then, right? But if it isn't Wanda, who is it, right? And then in addition to that, and this is pretty important, what's going on with this Red Hulk, dude? If this is the initial setup for the character creator, and Red Hulk is featured, what do we gotta have from the Red Hulk then, sir? I wonder if Red Hulk will be a duelist character if they ever release him in the game. God, Doctor Strange's outfit looks so fucking cool right here, dude. It looks so much... I'm just gonna say, it kind of looks better, arguably, than the default skin for Doctor Strange. Like, it looks really sick. I actually love this art style. My favorite part about this screen, too, is that it's got Doctor Strange over here. You know, it's got, like, whatever, some bullets and some stars, whatever. This could be the difficulty, whatever. But then it's got, like, the Hulk's description down here, right? So, like, yeah, they're showing Doctor Strange, but, like, they have selected the Hulk at this point, and it's got the Hulk's kind of, backstory going on. I think it's Wanda. Yeah, I think it's Wanda too. But, you know, it's fun to speculate that it might not be Wanda. And another thing that I want to draw attention to real quick. What's going on with the Punisher down here? And then I'm just gonna... Oh, too far. What's going on with the Punisher down here? And then the Punisher up by Strange's head as well. Are these two different Punishers? Is one Frank Castle and the other one is, I don't know, Castle Frank? Kank Frassel? Like, I'm not sure. The stream stopped over on Twitch. Looks like everything... Are we back? I think we're back. I think we're alright. Yeah, YouTube says that we're good. I think we're good. Damn, bro. This is not going as smoothly as I wish it was, but, you know... That's work for you. When do you get to go to work and then everything happens exactly as you planned it would, you know? But anyway, there's two Punishers on the screen, and I think that's pretty interesting. Alright, now we have the Hulk here again, and you can see Storm is here on the character select screen. The Red Hulk is still part of this, which I think is very interesting. This Hulk has a... he just got out of the shower for some reason. I'm not sure, like, was he late to his first day of work? I'm not sure, but his hair is all wet and it's in his face. Very cool stylized art, though. Very cool. Anyway, the reason for this flat, adaptable design, while also being simple and clear, providing a strong, crisp visual impact, allowing our unique art style to stand out. Bro. I feel like I need to say this. I feel like if I don't, someone else is going to. I'm just gonna let this play, because that's not what I wanted to comment on. That is one pronounced, breasticle going on here, dude. Like, holy shit. That's ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Incorporating comic structural and geometric sensibilities. Yeah, definitely. We've extracted crystal and energy elements as our game's core design motifs. The guiding angles of the dynamic R symbol, 14 degrees. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah. the angles are at 14 degrees on the R symbol. God, guys, you guys didn't know that? Jesus Christ. Yeah, sure, man. Are integrated throughout our design. Geometric crystal shapes serve as the universal base. You guys, you're killing me. Geometric crystal shapes serve as the universal base for our interfaces, with orderly arrangements and variations in size and form facilitating transitions between systems. That is a mouthful. Conveying the concept of chronovium within our world. At the same time, infusing crystals with vibrant energy. Whether it's interface design or transition design, by infusing crystals with vibrant energy in both interface and transitional designs, conveying a positive and uplifting emotional expression. As the game progresses, we differentiate the intensity of energy, culminating in a powerful impact at the end of a match that resonates emotionally with players. You can see how hype I'm getting because the Italian in me is coming out. Fucking sauce, bro, sauce! It's the sauce of the game, dude! I am getting actually, like, emotionally stirred watching this. I can't even understand what they're saying, but it's resonating in me. We adhere to 20 principles, while innovatively breaking traditional 3D and 2D boundaries. In the hero list interface, flat stylized lighting and chromatic aberration, wow, chromatic, because words. Hero portraits burst to life with vivid 3D. The visuals simultaneously combine 2D aesthetics with 3D dynamism, offering an artistic experience akin to leaping off the page. The effect was well received. We're very happy with the result. We're happy with it too, dude. We're all happy with it. Speaking of unique interfaces, we must mention our pre-battle hero selection screen. The hero select screen is pretty goddamn good. Not gonna lie, as far as hero select screens go, it's one of the best that I've seen in games. It's very cool. I like the way it moves. I like the different portraits. I like the characters kind of gray out when they're already taken. It's pretty good. It's pretty solid. We've incorporated an arc structure into the character display. Through visual emphasis and balancing visual focus with information, combined with dynamic changes in the scene's atmosphere and narrative expression, the entire interface presents an immersive artistic experience. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my dog and my cat are running around like a crazy person on the other side of the room, allowing players to feel the atmosphere of preparing to fight as Marvel heroes. Oh, hello. Another ad? Don't mind if I do give you the finger and keep it pushing. There we go. Once we've established the foundational design tone, we shift our focus to the commercialization. In the store, the most creatively designed element is undoubtedly the banner. Of course. I mean, the store has to have the most creative stuff inside of it, you know? Because if you don't have the most creative stuff inside of the store, how will you con people into spending their real-life hard-earned money? The bundles we're promoting at this time, that's actually, that's actually a little bit unfair. They're not really conning us into spending money as much as they are giving us a new thing to spend money on if we enjoy the game, you know? Like, that's being a little bit disingenuous when I say that they're conning us into spending money. They're really not, but, you know, every in-game store is kind of like this, dude. Every in-game store has its, like, hey, come and spend money at our store. Obviously, they want you to do that. It's a business, right? They need to make money just like everybody else. I love their background, dude. I know we've seen many videos like this at this point, but the different, like, screens that they have going on back here with, or maybe they're just, portraits, you know, like, canvas paintings. I don't know. Maybe. It's hard to say, right? They're probably just canvas, right? But it looks really cool. As everyone knows, color exerts a powerful sensory impact in design. Of course. To evoke a strong sense of progression. Our core design heavily features primary color tones. I love that they're showing us their Photoshop in the background. Like, as somebody who does this all the time, right? Literally all the time. I sit here and I'm like I work on Photoshop every single day. I have Photoshop pulled up. I literally had Photoshop pulled up as I was about to go live because I forgot to close it in the background, dude. Tier says, maybe we'll get a World in Chaos season and we will get a bunch of beat up skins like that. That would be really cool, dude. That would be really cool. Like a if everything looks kind of weird, it's because my chat is like, it's hard to convey on the camera because the camera is obviously showing things in a different direction than in real life where things are. But my chat is way the fuck over here, and my camera is right here. So when I'm looking at chat, my eyes have to go way over here to be able to read it. You can't see it, but it's like, it's over here, you guys. Right? It's in this corner, dude. That's why my eyes look weird. The dog doesn't like that voice. Anyway, that would be really cool. It'd be really neat to see, like, a beat-up version of a lot of the characters that we don't like playing against. Like, I would love to see a beat-up version of Luna Snow, and when she pops her ultimate, the song is, like, shitty. Like, that would be really funny to me. You know, Luna Snow's costumes are all pristine. There is zero grit in any of her costumes. So it would be neat to see that kind of switch up there. I agree. I agree. You said someone had to say it, man. Yeah, dude, I will be the one. I will take one for the team in that regard. Going back. Cool. Such as Fisher Black, Radiant White, and Energy Yellow. I like how they have, like, little, descriptors for these, like little adjectives that they put next to the colors. It's not just black, white, and yellow, bro, alright? It's Fisher Black, it's Radiant White, and it's Energy Yellow, you uncultured swines. Jesus Christ, how did you not know? For fuck's sake. I'm just kidding. Which account for roughly 70% to 100% of the overall system design. Their color schemes are really good. In contrast, with the commercialization framework, we reallocate the design emphasis to accentuate this contrast, with theme colors dominating 70% or more of the design space. I like red is my favorite color. So for me, even though I don't give a single shit about this holiday, it looks really, it hits for me because it's red. It looks really cool. Combined with dynamic forms inspired by the logo. Avant-garde, tension-filled shapes, and bold compositions. They do a really good job with their art. I don't think there's any debate about that. It delivers a striking visual impact that radiates passion and vitality. The player name. Someone in their chat says, "Hello, world." Hello, player name. It's good to talk to you. The store interface avoids conventional designs, focusing instead on layout and visual appeal. Large costume bundles fill the space neatly within the 14-degree angled cards. Apparently, dude, we're using those same 14 degrees that we got on the logo. Look at that consistency throughout, chat. You guys didn't even know that there was 14-degree designs all throughout this game. You've just been sitting here enjoying how beautiful those 14-degree designs look, without even realizing that they were always intentional. Myself included. I didn't fucking know, dude. With contrast in size, rich color combinations, and layered design, ensuring a diverse yet unified presentation. With hover effects highlighting key elements to attract players' attention. I just want to back up for like 1 second because I want to see that Groot screen again. Yo, we did not get to see this Groot screen. And holy shit, that background with Groot looks so fucking cool, doesn't it? My god, I love this Groot skin so much. For those of you who missed out on this, what an awesome Groot skin we got last season. Excuse me, that shit is super cool, dude.
搭配悬停动效设计，让重要的元素更
with hover effects highlighting key elements to attract players' attention. Pretty sure I already read that, but I just wanted to make sure that we doubled down on it. Oh my god, you guys. I'm gonna move my stupid face for a second. Oh, it doesn't actually take it away on this screen. Hang on. I'm gonna move my stupid face for a second. There's the Captain America skin that we all want to buy, but none of us can get anymore. All the way on the right there next to Hawkeye and his, like, stupid purple visor skin. This is the Season 0 Captain America skin that we can't buy anymore. God damn it, bring it back, put it in the store. For those people who play Captain America, that is the best skin in the entire game. Why would you take it away from us?
更加突出，吸引玩家的注意力。BP 的整个设计
The Battle Pass design transcends flat
在
design
体验设计的基础上去做了故
with
事
narrative
表达
expression.
它的故事是
Each
围绕
season story revolves around a core item.
开比如 BP
For
的
example,
时间节点
Battle Pass 1's Chronovium and Battle Pass 2's Darkhold,
神书，然后通过
and then unfolds under the watchful eye of Galacta within the Nexus.
住在加勒塔的宇宙里，相比市面上
Unlike
比较
common Battle Pass interfaces that simply showcase
常
rewards,
见的纯展示性的 BP 界面，我们在 BP
we've
设计上
integrated
融入
narrative elements into our design.
故事性 BP 讲述
The Season 0 Battle Pass narrates a world under the influence of 2 Doctor Dooms,
以及被时间结晶冲击下的碎片奖励。
and the rewards from Chronovium impacts.
早前我们探索
After exploring various compositions,
其中不乏
among them,
小帮
there are
手
some impressive designs, such as those focused on structure and competitiveness. There it is again, bro. There it is again. Give us this skin back for the love of Christ.
感与竞技感的设计，一些更宏大
As well as more grand and figurative designs. Ultimately, we chose a version with a flatter composition that emphasizes artistry and narrative.
推进我们通过简易
We use silhouettes to compose the scenes. Are these silhouettes? I mean, these aren't really silhouettes as much as they are just the actual background. So the silhouettes are the actual background. As we're seeing back here, the silhouette of the city, kind of sideways, behind Loki, etc., etc. That's how they're doing the silhouettes. It looks really cool. With reflective cityscapes enhancing form.
塑造整个画面的形式感，多层剪影叙事
Layered silhouettes define our narrative, with spatial treatment, focusing on the key rewards.
呈现的奖品
Oh man, dude, season 1's Battle Pass was so goddamn sexy to me.
内容，最终结合英雄
Culminating in hero actions that create a compelling visual story.
胜的视觉画面。
综上所述，
In summary,
面化和动漫
our visual design communicates graphic and comic style,
风格，在此基础上
with Marvel World elements and a cohesive design,
同创造出
creating a unique visual language for Marvel rivals.
我们很开心
We're thrilled to offer this distinct visual design, and we hope you enjoy the engaging experience.
Resistance.
Just gonna let this play through here real quick. I'm just gonna say, we do enjoy the engaging experience of your art design. Thank you so much for putting so much thought into it. We, as gamers, we don't think about that shit. We just sign on and we see it and we go, oh, that's cool. And then we queue into the game. But to see kind of behind the scenes as to why they do the things that they do, the reasons why they make the choices they make, it is very, very neat to get to look behind the curtain, you know? To peek at the man behind the curtain a little bit here. Tyr says, it's like her balls dropped when she ults. I beg your pardon? It's just like saying how the game is made. Is this just saying how the game is made? Yeah, basically, this is the art vision. So the reason why they chose the choices that they did, the things that they do inside of the game, this is basically just kind of going over what their design philosophy is for like the menus and the reason why they do the things that they do. They chose the style that they did, etc., etc. I think it's really cool. And then, like, is it necessarily the most compelling content that I've ever wanted to watch? Maybe not, but it does give a little extra peek behind the scenes into one of our favorite games. And, you know, and I think that there is something to be said for developers not being afraid of showing the game when it's not in its most perfect polished state. You know what I mean? I think that, like, being able to see the way that they put it together and the reasons why they do the things that they do, I feel like if we don't get to see this stuff, then yes, we enjoy the game, right? But like, this kind of takes our enjoyment of the game to another level. So the next time we see a new store page or something like that, we're gonna come back and we're gonna think about this shit, right? And this is gonna resonate with us in our mind. We're gonna be like, oh my god, look at the layered composite silhouettes and shit, you guys. Probably not. But like, even if we do and we see it, we think about it for 1 second, at the very least, we got to experience this and go along this journey with them. You know, because they're proud of what they made, and you know, I think they should be. To have a game this successful, we got to experience this because they're proud of what they. With an IP as popular as Marvel and competing in a very dominated space already, and to have it come out and still be this successful even after some of the changes to its main competitor, I think a lot can be said about this game, both positive and negative, and depending on your angle, you may feel one way or another. But there's no denying that the devs have a very large amount of passion for the project. You know what I mean? There's no denying that in any way. And we are down again on Twitch. Why does this keep happening to me, bro? For fuck's sake. I just want to do my show. Can I just do the show, please? Jesus Christ. Alright, I think we're back. I think YouTube is good here. YouTube is good. I just want to make sure that YouTube never shuts all the way off. It looks like we're safe. Looks like everything is cool, at least for now. But I do want to make sure that we are not running ourselves into the ground here, because this stream, if it keeps stopping and starting and stopping and starting, is creating a new video on YouTube every time that happens, and I don't want there to be like 5 Let's Talk About Marvel Rivals videos in the stream playlist. So swinging back over to here, video style. Next up, we cannot help but talk about the crucial components of our visual system. Videos and transition animations. The cinematic trailer... Hang on. The cinematic trailer, No One Rivals Doom, was the first promotional animation we introduced. The moment we had the script in hand, we began contemplating how to best encapsulate the grand, spirited narrative. We innovated and experimented with our artistic style, focusing on the dynamics of camera distance and swift cuts to enhance motion and action density. We utilized a comic-esque performance feel to embody heroic qualities, along with techniques like line trembling, dynamic cuts, and color block blurring to intensify visual tension and impact. We're thrilled that the final outcome matched our vision perfectly and resonated well with the game's style. This approach was also applied to subsequent animations, where players, through various in-game animations such as loading screens, pre-battle select screens, side changes, resulting screens, what did I miss? In-game animations such as loading screens, pre-battle selections, entrance animations, there we go, side changes, and result screens, find themselves immersed in an epic storyline, choosing to be either guardians of ideals and beliefs of or disruptors. Oh my god, dude. They just go, like, it goes just a little bit too fast at certain parts where you're trying to read it. You know, especially if you're trying to read it out loud. And, like, he's already almost done with the sentence. And then they're like, and this? Okay, see ya. And you're like, but wait, I didn't catch the final 2 words. And beliefs or disruptors of the old order. In our transition animations, we constantly explore and innovate, aiming to present our dynamic comic style in a more refined and high-quality form. I will say this, so as you're going on to certain maps, and it has like the intro animation where like you're going down to the map, whatever, and then you're either defending or attacking or whatever it is, right? I'm not sure necessarily that we are receiving the idea that we are like in a story each time we load into a map. I do appreciate what they tried to do with that, but I'm not sure that the story itself is really pushed forward to the forefront of our minds when we load into a game. I think a lot of us, when we load into the game, are just loading into a video game. You know, we're just loading into an arena to beat each other's ass as superheroes, right? I don't know necessarily that many of us are like, all right, here we go, you guys. We're gonna get Spider Zero to the destination. We are defending the Spider Zero bot against some assholes trying to stop it. You know, like to be real, to be fair, like that is kind of the name of the game. You know, for Tokyo 2099 or whatever. But like we don't really see it that way as much as we just see, hey, we're gonna push this cart. You know, we're gonna push this cart to the end. We're gonna really see it that way. We're gonna put win or lose, but in reality, we're just fighting, right? We're just there having a battle of epic proportions, not necessarily involved in the narrative portion of that. Aiming to present our dynamic comic style in a more refined and high-quality form. Allowing players to experience this vast and fascinating narrative world. Our video animations maintain a cohesive color scheme with the game visuals. Dude, this guy's got some swag to him, doesn't he? Like, I see why they picked this dude as the person that is going to be talking on this video. Like, bro, look at him, dude. He's got the perfect, like, Asian man bun style, you know, with his hair. You know, the hair looks really good. The beard is looking sharp. You know, he's got, like, the circular glasses that look cool. The gold on the side of his glasses match the gold in his earrings, right? Like, he's got a watch. He's got some hand tattoos. He's buttoned down, but, like, also cool. You know what I mean? Like, dude, this guy's got swag, bro. You can't deny it. While enhancing lighting and artistic style for a more summarized uplift. The overall ambiance remains clear and bright, with well-balanced saturation, transparent colors, and a strong sense of spatial depth. Without overly heavy textures or excessive detail. Meanwhile, we ensure... What the fuck, bro? You had that up for like a split second. Meanwhile, we ensure that the visuals avoid overly bright colors or cartoonish tones. You're trying to avoid cartoonish tones? Let's not jump the gun here. There are a lot of cartoonish tones in this game. Not that that's a bad thing. Did you guys hear that? Jesus Christ. What, is somebody getting in an accident outside my house? What the fuck was that? Like, not that it's a bad thing to have cartoonish tones in your game, because, like, it's a game about fucking cartoons. Like cartoon characters, you know, basically. But I don't know necessarily that you hit the mark on avoiding cartoonish tones. That's it's not a bad thing, but let's be real here. There's a lot of them, and it's okay. We're all right with that. In rendering, we emphasize flat color aesthetics and stylized brushstrokes, removing the delicate light transitions typical in character rendering. God, what a sick little cut for Venom right there. Holy shit, that was cool. To keep a clear division of light and dark areas. Emphasizing the shapes of shadows and edge lighting. And keeping the characters balanced with the scenes and effects. Now, let's dive into the video design team's surroundings to explore the making of these animations. Based on the hero event storyline and the complete script, we focus on constructing key visuals with simple lines, refining camera logic and expressiveness. Yo, look at this guy. This guy's got a Deadpool versus Wolverine, or a Deadpool and Wolverine, like, reference, maybe? Right next to his keyboard? Does that mean that Deadpool is on his way? It could. It very well could. To develop a comprehensive storyboard. The storyboard is crucial for designing and conceptualizing the visual language, serving as an important reference for downstream processes. Thus, it's essential that we iterate through this stage repeatedly to ensure it accurately conveys the script, character performances, IP attributes, and shot movements, such as zooming, panning, rotating, and shaking. In a dynamic storyboard format. Kitty! Shut up! Everybody knows you're very, very passionate about dynamic storyboard formats, but we don't need you chiming in the background. I don't know if you can hear him, but he's going nuts back there. It's worth noting that, while creating storyboards for a superhero IP project, one of the most challenging aspects is capturing the unique performance style of each character on camera. For Marvel characters, they are iconic to fans. Each possessing signature movements and personality traits. Yo, what a fucking sick shot of Iron Fist. But why are his lips so small? What's he doing with his mouth there, bro? Excuse me, is he blowing me a kiss? Like, I'm not sure whether to appreciate how cool this looks or whether I'm being flirted with right now, but it is very cool. And you got Luna Snow in the background. She's doing her ice skate thing. Oh, snap. I just want to pause on that little shot of Iron Fist there. Hang on. Wait for it. I'm gonna go slow. I'm going slow until we get the exact shot that I want. Bro, look at that. That's so cool. I'm gonna do one of these. That shit looks super dope. Super dope. No, not that. I'm gonna move this out of the way real quick. And just cause I like it. I just like it, dude. Don't hate on me, but I think that's really cool. Okay. Signature movements and personality traits. Their rich histories and stories often predate our own lives. Yeah, like all of them, except for Luna Snow. Literally every single character in this game predates our own life, except for Luna Snow, who was just made a few years ago. Like, we've got characters in this game that came from, like, the 60s, when my parents were born. Or, like, you know, even earlier than that for some of them. Like, bro, these characters are old as shit, dude. They look cool, though. During the storyboard phase, we must emphasize these elements, highlighting the heroic qualities and identities of the characters, ensuring that this essence carries forward into the next phase. Ooh, the tonal shift. Excuse me. The tonal shift of the music there sounded pretty cool. I wonder what they're about to do. What are you guys doing? We're shifting into something else now. Once we have the storyboard, close communication with the director becomes crucial. After understanding the character personalities and story background, including the emotions and content we want to convey in each shot, this helps us develop a color palette that aligns with the overall style of the visuals. The color palette we create serves not only to reflect the color variations throughout the video, but also as a reference for lighting in subsequent stages. Yeah, dude, their ability to set up really good cinematics is kind of undeniable. You know, like, it is really fucking good all the way across the board. Every cinematic that they've ever put out has been super sick, super dope, very stylized, very cool, in their own, like, unique little art style. Super dope. I love that. And I also love, look at the corner of her computer here, which I assume this is her computer, her tower or whatever. She's got a Jeff the Landshark sticker on it. Where do we buy that, bro? Where is the merch store for this fucking game? You know? Where is that? Because I want to purchase a bit of Marvel Rivals merch. You know, maybe I change my shirt one day, you know? Maybe for the first time in months I change my shirt, and we get to see me wearing a Marvel Rivals shirt on one of these shows. Yeah, let me buy one, and then we'll see what happens. You know, based on the United States and our trade practices right now, it'll probably cost me like $5,000 to get a simple t-shirt imported from China. But that being said, I still want one. Maybe set up a US factory that creates the merch here so that we can not have to ship internationally. That'd be good, right? That'd be, in my opinion, the most intelligent, solid piece of branding that they could possibly do is set up in a US-based merch store so that those of us in the US can buy their stuff at a reasonable price without having to worry about import tax and shit like that. So that would be really cool. I want some merch. Please give us merch. In previous projects, we typically adhered to realistic lighting and rendering principles. However, during the development of the initial color palette, we discovered that this realistic lighting diminished the character's comic-like qualities and flat appearance. We started to think about how to avoid creating a jarring disconnect from the visuals, while retaining the character's traits and ensuring the audience remained immersed in the scene. She's got a Groot planter on her desk. Let me move my stupid face here so you can see it. Look at how adorable this shit is, bro. She has a Groot planter on her desk right above the word scene. Isn't that cute? Bro, their desks are top tier, dude. She's got a hand holding her headphones as well. You can only kind of see the thumb and the finger here. The thumb and the index finger here, but like over in the corner of the screen. That is super dope as well. Super dope. No, not that. No, not that either. There we go. Okay. And ensuring the audience remained immersed in the scene. After numerous attempts, we decided to preserve the character's inherent colors, using them to express the influence of light on the characters. Bro, these are all such good shots, bro. Holy shit. This video is filled with some of the sexiest art shots I have seen in this game, and thereby reducing the direct impact of realistic lighting. Yeah, that is a good call. So they basically took the actual character themselves, put them on top of the scene in a different layer, and then used the lighting that's in the scene to kind of influence their actual character, but without using the scene's legitimate lighting, so that you could keep how the character looks and feels, like visually, and then just add the smallest bit of lighting to reflect the scene behind them. That's actually a really good idea. We also made the character's edge light colors interact with the scene, which is exactly what I was just saying. Additionally, we enhanced the overall depth of the scene through detailed design. Bro, where was this inside of Season 2? Like, imagine if we were on a map and we looked up at one of the buildings and there was just a massive bat made of smaller bats. That would have been so fucking sick, dude. Like, in a match, though. It has to happen in the game for it to be as cool as this. But man, that would have been cool. Holy shit, that would have been awesome. Making the visuals straightforward and vibrant, while emphasizing the character's silhouettes. Ultimately, I'm going to turn this down just a hair, because I feel like her audio is a little bit louder than the other ones. Ultimately, we found a balance between two-dimensional and three-dimensional elements. Bro, she has snake earrings, and they look super sick. In our concept art, we still employed a stylized approach using animation and graphic elements, using exaggerated lines and bold colors to convey emotions. Notably, we integrated many brushstrokes and flowing lines, which not only make the characters appear more relaxed and dynamic. What a great shot of Penny Parker, bro. But also infuse the entire scene with a lively and vibrant energy. God damn, dude, I'm gushing over the art in this video right now. Dr. Doom! Let's get that Doom in the game, baby. Let's put him in the game. But also infuse the entire scene with a lively and vibrant energy. The character's movements are often depicted in exaggerated poses and tension, as if frozen, what? As if frozen... Hang on. I can't actually find it. As if frozen in a moment, allowing the audience to feel the intense dynamism and drama of the characters themselves. The backgrounds also utilize comic-style layering effects to enhance visual depth, giving the entire scene a richer, more layered experience. I think that said experience. In the opening animation, each scene is closely tied to the narrative of the game. We employed hand-drawn 2D techniques resulting in a significant amount of two-dimensional production work, maintaining a high level of consistency in the overall style. And again, you got their Photoshop pulled up here. You can see their Photoshop, and they're actively working on the set pieces that we see throughout the game. This is this is so cool for me as someone with a graphic design background. This shit is super sick. It was a challenging experience. Look at all their layers, bro. Holy fuck. 956 layers in this one project here. For example, the shot begins with the icy surface of the Hydra Charteris base, smoothly transitioning to a close-up that leads underground to the super soldier factory below. The simplest solution would definitely be to use a blackout transition to cut to this shot. However, the director insisted on achieving a seamless single-take effect. So we explored multiple transition methods for the shot, even. I just want to say, dude, the fact that their director insisted on it being done a certain way without any cuts, so that we go from one part of the Hydra base down underground into the super soldier kind of secret area of it. The fact that, like, he insisted on making it a single shot with no cuts does make it feel more like we are in a place with multiple layers attached to it, right? Like, you see the upper region where the world is open, right? And it's all icy. And then we start diving underground. We go down, and now we're in a completely different spot. It makes it feel more believable because they didn't cut it with a transition, and now we're just suddenly in this place, you know? No, not like, we know that beneath the ice of that spot is the super soldier kind of secret base, and that's really cool. Ultimately, we used fan blades as a creative transition between two distinct spatial scenes. This approach not only provides a smoother connection, and here it is, we're about to see it in real time. Those are the fan blades, right? You can see the fan down at the bottom. We're descending into the, Hydra base. We've got helicopters pulling stuff all around. We've got different platforms stretching from one side to the other to show the depth of the actual space that we're about to play in. This approach not only provides a smoother connection, but also enhances audience comprehension. It is very cool. And then you see you've got Winter Soldier here, who obviously was part of the Hydra experiments. He is like one of the super soldiers that were created because of Hydra. I'm gonna go back over to the full cam screen real quick so that I can talk to everybody real quick. Going back up. I'll let you know if it stops. Motherfuckers, I'm a digital artist and animator. I know all this. Yeah, dude, yeah, me too, right? Me too, but at the same time, it's cool to see what their thought process was. And because there's more of them than there are of us tier, like, there are a lot more animators and, like, a director and, like, multiple people kind of all bringing this all together. This is like the culmination of an entire team worth of people's ideas, kind of all coming together. And because of that, it's like infinitely sexier, right? Because what we can do on our own is never going to be as good as what 30 people can do with a collaborative effort. Does that make sense? So to see it all coming together, I think is really cool. You know, it's really awesome. I do wish we had a map button for the new maps they keep adding. What do you mean a map button? Like, we can press it and just see, like, where we're at on the maps? Like, if we press M, it brings up, like, a dynamic map function that shows, like a bird's eye view of the map, and, like, your guy, like a pin, like, you are here, right? And then as you move throughout the map, your pin moves and shit like that. And maybe you also see the pins of your teammates in the different places they're in. That would be cool. That would be cool. All this lore, and we're just like, push the cart, boys. Yeah, exactly. I mean, dude, that's exactly how it goes, right? Like, they're trying to set up these massive stories as we go into these different maps and shit like that, and then us stupid as fuck people that just play the game, and we don't have thoughts about the lore behind why we're on a specific map or anything like that. We just come in and we're like, okay, you guys better stop that vehicle, you know? Like, that's us. That's us and our massive understanding of the game to a deeper level, right? The irony of us just playing the game and enjoying it for what it is, and yet, like, they put months and months worth of effort and work into making it feel real, and we're just out here like, someone capture the fucking point! You know? You heard it? He also had a cactus on his desk. When are we getting Kid Catcher Cactus? I beg your pardon? Is that like a superhero? What is this? I don't understand what Kid Catcher Cactus is, but that sounds like if the Whomping Willow were a cactus and also ate students. The lips again? Which lips? Oh yeah, the puckered lips of Iron Fist. Yeah, dude, I don't know what it was. Like, he was flirting hard. He wanted everybody who watched his video to know that he was into them. And I respect it. Cram says, Moon, I went to the neurologist today and got a potential breakthrough in the case of the unknown caused seizure for 4 years ago. After streaming, give me a call. I want to keep my people in the loop. Hell yeah, bro. I'm glad that we might have found something out, dude. Cram, I hope that whatever it is, it ends up being not a big deal. So it said 4 twice. No big deal. No big deal. I assumed you meant from 4 years ago. So, he's recording for his YouTube video. Thank you, Tyr. I appreciate that, bro. Shit's touching the roof right now. Yeah. Superhero for sure. I have to stop putting in funny comments because when you read it, it's so out of context. Yeah, but most of the time I can infer what you're talking about, based on what I had talked about in the previous few minutes. So, Tyr, I do appreciate the comments, actually, because this lets us kind of open up the dialogue around the art process a little bit more. Like, when we think about the heroes that they add into the game, and the story that they're kind of putting together here, it kind of starts to make more sense as to why they chose to implement the heroes that they chose to implement based on the narrative of it. Like, Emma Frost makes sense to come into the game now as we move into, like, a Krakoa type area for the beginning of Season 2, right? Like, we had the big bad in Season 1, which was Dracula, right? And we fought through and we foiled his plans to ruin New York and shit like that. And this is kind of like like in anime when they have the Day at the Beach episode, where it's just like a brief intermission between the actual story, right? Like, we don't have any real overarching threat at this point in Season 2, right? Like, it's like, we got the Hellfire Gala, you guys. Put on your Sunday best and show up to Krakoa. You know, sun's out, guns out, dicks out for Harambe. You know, we're all taking pictures in front of the press, whatever, you know, screens, whatever you want to call them, and they all say Krakoa in the background, right? Like, you know, like, everybody's got their cool little costumes on. For whatever reason, Storm is dressed up like a Viking. I don't understand why that was the outfit she chose, but it doesn't have to make sense because that came out last season, right? So, like, even in like the art for Season 2, Storm is still in her Viking uniform, which I guess is a cool way for them to be like, buy our Storm skin, you know? Which is totally fine. But, like, understanding why they're releasing the characters, I think is important too. So, like, Emma Frost makes sense here, and you would imagine that whoever comes out in a couple of weeks, Ultron, is going to work with the overarching narrative that they have set up here for Season 2. So that'll be cool. I hope, anyway. I hope. I fuck with any Nordic skin. Same, bro. Same. It hits real hard on my European heritage. That part of me that is European gets all stirred up by the cool Nordic skins. I also think that that Storm looks like a badass troll, female troll from World of Warcraft with her Nordic skin because of her long blue hair. It looks like a female troll to me. Not that I'm saying that she looks like a troll in like an ugly way, but like in a kind of stylized way, you know? Does that make sense? Without being offensive. All right. It says, we hope that while playing the game or watching the cutscenes, you can feel our passion for creation. If you do, please let us know from across the screen. we can feel it, dude. We can feel your passion for making a really well-balanced game. We can feel your passion for making a really cool, well-thought-out product. We can definitely tell that you guys give a shit, and we appreciate that, dude. Because a lot of dev companies, they can kind of leave you hanging, leave you wondering, like, do the devs even care? I'm looking at you, Bungie. You know, do the devs even care about their game? At a certain point, you can get to that spot with certain IPs, and so far in Marvel Rivals, we have had no doubt that the developers care, love their game, and want to keep making a quality product along the way. Zero doubt in my mind that these guys are doing everything that they can to give us the most high quality thing that they could possibly create. We will continue to strive to meet your expectations and create a Rivals world that belongs to you. You might notice the strong connection yet distinct differences between our video and game effects. Our video and game effects. In previous games and animations, three-dimensional effects often struggle with deformation control, while two-dimensional effects can fall short in conveying space and depth. To better showcase our dynamic comic style and make the shapes and movements of the special effects more prominent and controllable, we ultimately chose a frame-by-frame 2D animation style approach for the main effects production. We also made some adjustments to the traditional 2D effects. While maintaining the stylistic essence of the 2D, we enhanced the spatial layers and the environmental impact on these effects, achieving a visual balance that avoids stiff appearance. It does avoid stiff appearance. Everything looks really cool in the game. Like, all the animations, all the way that the characters move, all the facial expressions, all of that stuff looks really cool. The one thing that is kind of weird is that when the characters are having dialogue in the, like, pre-game lobby, as you're, like, you know, you're standing around, you're waiting for the match to start, and then, like, your invisible woman starts talking to Namor or whatever, right? I think that their dialogue options are really cool, but you never really see them moving their mouth, which I think is, like, maybe a missed opportunity. Maybe just make their mouth move. Even if it doesn't line up perfectly, just make their mouth move when they talk. So I think that, like, we could better feel like they're actually having a conversation. Because if you look at them when they're talking to each other, they're just standing there like this. And that's it, right? Like they're literally talking back and forth. Like, are they using fucking telepathy? Like, what is going on here, bro? So, you know, animate their mouths. Don't be afraid. The collision between 3D and 2D creates the unique effect style presented in our videos. To enhance the visual tension, we integrated a range of distinctive techniques, including abundant frame Wow, okay, that went way too fast. To enhance the visual tension, we integrated a range of distinctive techniques, including abundant frame interpolation, striking black and white shaders, stylized motion blur, custom rim lighting effects, and more. For every angle of the characters, we designed a finalized rim light draft. Yo, we love a good rim here, don't we? If the rim job is good, I think we're all happy about it, right? So, yeah, you know, good job on your finalized rim light draft. To ensure that the 2D artwork maintains aesthetic appeal and unity throughout the drawing process. You can see that even the design stage, the visuals have a high level of completion. Of course, these detailed design drafts cannot be directly used by the 2D artist. Instead, they must be converted into 2D cell animation drafts. Before proceeding with the frame-by-frame what? Animation. Finally, let's discuss the difficulties and challenges we faced during the project. Excuse me. The greatest challenge often lies in balancing creativity, feasibility, and time constraints. Our visual elements must not only capture the audience's attention, but also be achievable from a technical standpoint. What a place to pause, bro. Holy shit. In those fleeting seconds of footage, we must ensure that our storytelling is crystal clear, while using composition and color to amplify the narrative and stir emotional resonance. Above all, the final visuals should faithfully reflect how each superhero truly lives in our audience's imagination. How does Squirrel Girl live in your imagination, chat? I bet you Squirrel Girl lives with the thighs out in your imagination. If I were to guess, if I were to, you know, take a shot in the dark, I'd say Squirrel Girl lives in your imagination by being thick with 2 C's, right? That's my thoughts on the matter. I was gonna say something nasty, but let me stop myself. Your imagination by being thick with that's my thoughts. Say something. Every artistic component demands extensive revisions and meticulous. But throughout key project stages, time is always at a premium. Our task is to, despite these limitations, preserve our creative vision to the fullest extent. And then throw everything we've got into it. While I appreciate this, does this mean that all 4 of these people had to read through the entire script? And now they're just, or did they just all do this part at the same time? You know, like, did they just all read this one line so that they could put it together for this one shot? Or did each and every one of them have to do the entire script so that they could just choose who they wanted for each specific segment? That's it for today's discussion. We hope you've gained fresh inspiration and valuable insights from this session. If you enjoyed the video, please share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you all for watching and supporting us. I'm Dino. See you next time. Have a good day, Dino. And there goes Twitch again. All right, dude. So Twitch shit the bed on me yet again. Not great. Doesn't feel great when that happens, but here we are. That was a pretty good video, man. Pretty good video overall. I'd say that in terms of... Hello? There I am. That was weird. In terms of the visuals in the game, I think that Marvel Rivals has kind of like... I don't want to say that it's like the best in the business, but it is legitimately one of the best in the business visual styles of any game. The one thing that I think is lost on a lot of people at this point in gaming is like stylized visuals are better across the board than better graphics. One thing that we have done as gamers is we've gotten kind of used to this idea that like the more realistic the graphics are, the better the game is because it has more realistic graphics, right? And I just don't necessarily think that that is true. And my reason for this is that like we have made it to a point where everything can look super hyper realistic, you know? Like we are at the point in technology where we can basically make any environment that we want with the most realistic possible visuals attached to it, right? I don't necessarily think anyone really cares about that to an extent, right? Like, that is very cool, but it was like 10, 15 years ago that we were looking at games and we were going, oh my god, bro, the graphics on this game are gonna be so fucking cool. The graphics on this game are gonna be next level, bro. Like, we've seen it all at this point, you know? We've been in every environment. We've been in every different season throughout one game or another at the most hyper-realistic graphic settings that you could possibly imagine. Everything looks like it's real life, right? It looks like you could walk out into the place that you're playing the game in, and that would all be fucking great and hunky-dory, right? And I think that's very cool. But, like, style is more important, in my opinion, than the most beautiful graphics ever. That's why a game like Elden Ring doesn't need to be graphically the most visually impressive game in the entire world, because it is already stylized to a mostly, a mostly stylized look that gives it this elevated level of cool. As opposed to if it were just realistic, like, it would be cool, don't get me wrong, it would still be very cool, it would still be a very good game, but it wouldn't be as insane as what we currently have as, like, a stylized look that gives it this cool. We're just cool, as Elden Ring goes for style in Marvel Rivals. It is very amazing. Like, it is very beautiful. It looks really cool. It looks really comic book-esque, and because of that, the style is better, in my opinion, than if these were just, like, hyper-realistic versions of superheroes. I don't really see a reason why you would ever do that, you know? Like, at this day and age, like, we have graphics cards that can do anything, you know? We have graphics cards that can make real life in a video game, and we have the power of AI to be able to bridge the gap between anything else, right? Bro, the stream keeps ending over on Twitch, and I don't understand why. I just want to look at my page here, just to make sure that it's not creating, like, a dozen different Twitch videos every time that happens. Is it? Oh yeah, of course it is, bro. Of course it is, dude. Of course it is. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There are at least 4 different Twitch streams that have gone up today, based on my game failing and restarting, or my stream failing and restarting over and over again. That's really annoying. Let me just check YouTube in the background here. And let me just make sure that this is not an issue here as well. I just want to see, going in here. You guys can't see what I'm doing on the back end, hopefully. But no, okay, so inside of YouTube, we still have one straight cohesive stream. So at least there's that, bro. Holy shit, that was starting to piss me off. We're still having trouble on Twitch, though. It looks like it's fine on YouTube. Maybe it's just a Twitch problem today. Maybe it's Twitch and not me. I'm gonna assume that that is the case. Because we had dropped frames, but we had 0.7% of frames since we have made it to this point in the stream. So less than 1% of frames have dropped up to this point, but we still got the spinning logo here on Twitch. So, yeah, not sure why that is the way that it is, but here we are. So I'm gonna come back over here real quick. And so that is your Artist Vision... Excuse me. So that is your Art Vision Volume 1, the Genesis of Style here in Marvel Rivals. What a great video. I really appreciate them putting out this kind of behind-the-scenes stuff, because the more that we can learn about the dev team, the more that we can learn about the game, the more behind the scenes, behind the curtain we get to peek, the more invested we will be as a community. Great video. Make sure you guys go, you watch it, you give it a thumbs up, because these devs care. They care a lot about their game, and I think that we can all appreciate, and we all know it. We can all feel it when we play Marvel Rivals. So, thank you to the Marvel Rivals devs for an awesome video, and that is that. One sec here. Hopefully you guys can't hear what's going on. I don't think you can, though. Okay, real quick. We also needed to check this out today. This is just released right before I started the show. Literally, right before I started the show today. They released a video called Giant Size Brain Blast Trailer. What is it? I don't know, but let's find out. Oh, let me turn it up. You turn it up so that you guys can definitely hear it. Turn it up to, like, right there. That way you can definitely hear what's going on. That might be a little bit too loud. Uh-oh. We got a text from my kid, says she doesn't feel good. Hang on one sec, chat. Aw, man, my kid's not feeling good. So she's out right now. Or at least she was at the start of this show. The reason that I had to start the show a little bit late is because she was headed over to hang out with my brother's kids and hang out with her aunt, because she's on spring break right now. But if she's not feeling good, she's probably going to come home. Hopefully she's all right. If she's not feeling good, then, you know, we'll take it from there. But anyway, I'm coming home now. Okay, so she's on her way home. All right, chat. So let's watch this through, and then I got to go be dad. It's looking like I might have to deal with parental duties here. Let me just respond to her again. I apologize for this. I thought we were going to get to play a little bit of game, but I don't want to be in a spot where my kid is sick and I'm over here doing a stream, you know what I mean? So everything that I wanted to do goes on hold when it comes to my kid. Being a great father is my first goal in life. More than being famous on social media, more than creating a great show for everybody who is here and watching, more than anything in the world, the number one goal in my life is to be the father that I never had growing up. So, I will have to end the show, and like when she arrives, I will have to call it a day here and take care of my baby girl. So, just a heads up. She says, I took a walk and felt horrible, and my head hurts so badly. Okay. Alright. Gotta make sure that my baby girl is taken care of. Bro. Like, alright, so this is like... You ready for some Moonchild lore here? So, when I grew up, when I was a kid, my dad was never in the picture. He wasn't there. He kind of didn't want to be a father. That's fine. You know, my mom was a great parent. She was always amazing. She took care of me. She did everything that she could. She worked multiple jobs to make sure that I always had everything that I needed in life, everything that I wanted. And because of how good of a parent my mom was, and how absent of a parent my father was, from the time I was really young, the one thing that I really wanted out of life was to be the father that I never had to someone else, you know? To do all of the things that a father should have done for me, and to be able to be that for someone, so that I don't perpetuate the cycle of these absentee parents, you know? Of these parents that are no longer in the picture. And at 25, my daughter was born, and for the next, you know, for the last 10 years, I've been getting to do just that. You know, I've been everything that I wanted when I was a kid, you know? Every time she needs something, anytime she is awake in the middle of the night, anytime she gets sick, anytime she's sad, skinned knees, birthdays, holidays, you know, fun things, fun times with her friends, like, I'm the one who makes it all happen, you know? I'm the one who goes out there, I'm the one who takes time out of my day to make sure that she is always good, always happy, always full, always fed, clothes on her back, roof over her head, you know, like, happy, you know? I take time out of my day to go spend time with her and make sure that we play games together, we watch TV together, everything that she gets to do with her father, because nobody, like, he wasn't there to do that shit with me, you know? And because of that, I am the man who I am because my father was never there for me. So, the opportunity to get to do this for my child is like the biggest deal to me. The most important thing in my entire life. She is 10 years old. So, she's 10, and we've gotten, you know, like, when her mom and I split, I always wanted her. You know, her mom was very young when she was born. So she wanted to go live her life. And I totally understand that. She wanted to have the kind of early 20s experience that she didn't get to have because our kid was born. And I totally understand that. And, you know, to each their own, everybody's different. And so I told her, though, when we split, like, this little girl, she's mine. She's staying with me. And so that happened like 6 years ago. And since then, I've been doing it all, basically. And Star is amazing. She's an amazing mom to Autumn, stepmom to Autumn. And Star is an amazing mom to Autumn, my kid, right? And she does incredible. She is everything that I could have wanted in a partner. But when it comes down to it, right, I will always take that extra step. I will always do the extra for this kid because she deserves it. I'm going to move over here for a minute so that I can cut this out in editing if I decide that I want to edit this together even. Because the broadcast has ended and restarted so many times, I'm not even sure that it's worth it at this point. But, yeah, dude, every opportunity that I get to make sure that this kid is happy, that this kid is taken care of, that she is, you know, in the best possible place that she could be as a 10-year-old in this world, I always do. And I love it, man. I love it more than anything. I love getting to do this. I love getting to be me, my authentic self, you know? Whether that's here and talking shit on things on the internet for you guys and enjoying the experience of doing that, or whether it's in real life and getting to be the father that I always wanted to be. Like, I get to do it all, you know? I get to have my perfect life. My perfect version of life. And it doesn't matter to me, grand scheme. Obviously, we would all like to achieve massive success in our careers and whatnot. But, like, in terms of making content, if you guys enjoy what I put together, that is more important to me than having 1 million subscribers. If you guys come out and you like to watch my show, and you like to come on here, and dude, Twitch is just failing for me right now. So just a heads up, if you guys are watching this on Twitch, I'm going to type this in the chat real quick. If you're watching this on Twitch, it seems to be failing a lot today. Please join us in the live chat over on YouTube at Dude No Way Live. Okay. Yeah, W Dad, thank you, man. Thank you, dude. I try so fucking hard for this kid. Like, every day I wake up early. I have an alarm set for every single day. This is actually the first time since August that I got to sleep in without having an alarm set. I still have one set because I have to wake up in time for the show. But that being said, I will sleep later than I normally do. But like I set an alarm. It's like 7 o'clock in the morning when I wake up, no matter what day it is. So no matter how late I went to bed, and I wake up and I do my shit, right? And I take care of what needs to be taken care of because someone has to do it, right? Somebody has to be there. Someone has to be what my mom was to me for her, you know? And every day I wake up and I get to do that. And again, if I never make it to 1 million subscribers on YouTube, as long as you guys come out, you enjoy my show, you like hanging out with me, we get to play games together and everybody has a good time, I don't give a fuck what that subscriber number says. I don't care if I don't make a single dime off of YouTube. I'm getting a call right now. Hang on. Hang on one sec, chat. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so, yeah, dude, if I never make it to 1 million subscribers on YouTube, I don't care about that. If I never make a single dime off of this channel, I don't care about that. As long as you guys come and you enjoy the time that we get to spend together, you enjoy the shows that I put on, you watch the videos that I put out, and we all get to have a great time. That is the important thing to me, And, like, I did this for money from 2021 all the way up to, like, 2023. And then I lost my YouTube partnership on the main channel because I hadn't uploaded for Destiny in such a long time because Destiny kind of died. Like, the player base around it, the people that loved the game kind of took a break and then kind of never came back, really. And then the thing about my Destiny channel is that I was all in on that game. Like, to the point where I got it tattooed on my fucking hand, bro. Like, I loved Destiny. I love that game. It was really good for the time that we had it, but the drive to play the game disappeared after a certain point because nobody, like, the devs didn't make it feel like they cared about their own game. And if the devs don't give a shit about their own game, why should the rest of us give a shit about their game? You know what I mean? Like, if the devs don't care, why would the consumer care, you know? And so it made it really difficult for me to continue to make content around Destiny. And also, like, I was spending like 50, 60 hours on each video. So if I spend 50, 60 hours on a video and it doesn't get 50, 60,000 views, like, I'm wasting my time, you know? I'm already working for less than minimum wage, even if it does get 50, 60,000 views, you know? Like, when you break it down to like a money per view ratio, I was working for like $2 an hour doing that shit, you know? But at the same time, it's my dream to do this, right? To be a broadcaster, to be a creator, to be somebody, like, to showcase not only how good I am at games, because obviously, like, yes, you can be good at games and that can be your whole shtick, but I as a creator am more than that, you know? I am my voice. I am my opinions. I am my personality and my sense of humor and all of that shit kind of rolled into one, you know? So there's more to the package than just Destiny. And I think it's important that we dive into that shit. And like, so for me, when I was rebranding and I was deciding what I was going to do with my content creation career and moving forward and all of that, dude, like, I decided that I wasn't going to focus on a single game anymore. And like, yeah, I'm kind of doing that right now with Marvel Rivals. You could argue that, like, well, Moon, aren't you just doing that exact same shit on Marvel Rivals, though, instead of Destiny now? And didn't you do that same thing with Overwatch last year? Like, yes, right, to an extent. But like, prior to the Overwatch days last year and like my time doing these streams for Rivals, like, I was only streaming for Destiny. I streamed 3 hours on Monday night and Tuesday night, and that was it. And aside from that, the rest of my time was dedicated to making video content around Destiny. And as good as that was, as much as that was doing numbers, right, it didn't show off me as well as what we're doing right now shows off who I am as a creator, who I am as a person, you know? And like, I want you guys to like me, not necessarily the game. The game is important because I know, like, if I switch games right now and I started playing like Hello Kitty Island Adventure tomorrow or something, right? Like, a lot of people that watch these would not watch anymore, and that's totally fine. But some of you would, just because you like hanging out with me. And like, that is the idea. That is the driving force behind why I do the things that I do, the reason that I do it the way that I do it. And there are other ways that I could succeed faster. I already know how to do this. I am a proven, effective creator. I have more than millions of views on the main channel. And I spent all that time learning how to do it, and learning how to make videos that people respond to, and learning how to make thumbnails that people give a fuck about, and learning how to put together videos in a way that people will watch and continue to watch, and then go watch another one and another one after that. Like, I already know how to do all that shit, bro. But you know what? I would rather have you guys come and hang out with me because you like Moonchild of Dude No Way more than I would rather you watch the thing because it gives you this valuable piece of information about a video game. Like, in general, and like, I love all these games, but from the bottom of my heart, fuck these games, bro. What about me? Like, I am the content now, you know? So, again, I get to be my most authentic self in this part of my life right now. It is kind of the perfect time to be me, because not only do I get to show up, I get to broadcast, I get to make content, I get to hang out with you guys, I get to do our content creation journey together. Like, you are literally watching me build this channel from 200 subs right now, dude. From literally nothing. From dirt on the floor up into a mountain of, you know, a mountain of whatever it becomes later on in the future, right? Like, this Dude No Way live channel, this did not exist during my Destiny creation. All of my efforts went to the Dude No Way gaming channel then. And that's why you see so much viewer numbers on that compared to here, because this is a completely different, animal in terms of like what I'm doing, in terms of how quickly people will respond, in terms of how much people will react. Like, people don't care necessarily as much about streams for a creator that they don't know, right? But eventually you're gonna see my face enough times and you're gonna be like, I like that guy, right? Or I hate that guy, and that's fine too. But in general, you're gonna see me enough times that eventually you're gonna know me for me. And one day this shit will take off. One day, I am so confident in myself, dude. I am ridiculously, like, bordering on arrogant about how good I am as not only a creator, but as a person, right? Like, I know that I am valuable. I know that people will want to watch once they know me, you know, once they understand me, because I'm fucking cool, bro. Like, I'm just cool, dude. Like, that's what it comes down to. When you break it down, I'm the shit. We all know it. You guys, that's why you're here right now. you know? And you guys are the shit too. And so, like, for those of you who are on your own content creation journeys, don't forget that you're the shit. So double down on yourself. Always bet on yourself, you know? And there are other opportunities for me in this world. There are other possibilities for me to make more money. Like, if I wanted to make money, I got offered management positions at the side job that I do on the weekends. Like, they want me to go and be their manager. They want me to go and be, like to move up in the ranks there. And I could make, you know, up to 6 figures from that, you know? Like, in general, if I invested my life into that, I could do that. But you know what it would take away from? It would take away from my ability to be a great father. It would take away from the time that I have to do all the things that I originally said that I would do for this child, right? To be there for all of the concerts, to be there for all of the skinned knees, all of the fun days, all of the sunny days, the rainy days, the time with her friends, the holidays, the birthdays, to be able to do all of those things, right? It would take away from that for me. So is the money worth it? Fuck no, dude. I would rather be poor as shit, a starving artist, right? And get to do the things that I want to do to make me feel like the person that I want to be, then I would make $100,000 a year working in a restaurant for a company that I care about only so much as that they put money in my bank account at the end of the week, right? Like, I would rather do this for nothing than go and be a manager somewhere just because it pays good money, you know? Feel free to hit me up on Discord if you want to talk. I'll probably PM you about some content stuff later. Please feel free, Tier. I have tons of information and valuable tips to give. This journey is not for the faint of heart, and understand that it is slow, and growth happens explosively. So when you do experience growth, like real growth, like like not like I gained a couple of subs this week. Like, you put out a video and you gained 300 subs off of that one video for the first time. You doubled your sub count, or you tripled your sub count off of a single video. That's how growth happens in this industry, right? So you gotta keep going until the point where the explosion happens, you know? Where the big boom of your content creation journey goes off. And then when that happens, as long as you can keep doubling down on the thing that got you to that point, you will explode in numbers, you know? Over time. And that's literally how it happens. But for a long time prior to that, and I'm talking a long fucking time, you will experience ups and downs. You will experience shows where nobody comes out to watch. You will experience videos that tank, that are dead on arrival. You will experience ups and downs. You will experience to watch video on hours into something that does absolutely nothing. And on the flip side of that, you will experience putting tens of minutes into something that does better than a thing that you've spent a month putting together. Like, and it's crazy how that shit happens, right? And you can never predict exactly how it will go, because people react differently to different things. But the main thing that you need to focus on is just making sure that you are in it for the long haul. No matter how long it takes, no matter how many times you fail, no matter how many times imposter syndrome kicks you in the fucking ball sack, because it will, and it does. Even to me, even to somebody who is proven effective, right? Even to somebody who is confident to the point of borderline arrogance about their own ability to succeed. I still get days where I look out the window and I put my arm on the window like Kermit the Frog looking out at the fucking, at the rain, right? And I'm like, what are you doing with your life, Moon? What are you doing, man? Why are you wasting your time here, dude? And then, you know, I go and I fucking, and I nut up and I sack up and I go again. You know, we go again. And that's how it goes, man. Every single day. You just fucking tighten up, you lock in, and you go again. Because that's how it goes. You know, that's how it works. I know we were supposed to be talking about Marvel Rivals here, but I don't know, man. I feel like this is also valuable information, valuable, cool content to be able to consume. And plus, like, Tier, I think aside from Kermit the Frog right now, like, you and I and Cram are some of the only people here. Actually, there's more people here. I'm not going to shout you guys out because I can see you on the back end. But I appreciate you for coming and hanging, even if you're not speaking right now. You guys are cool, man. The concurrent viewer numbers right now, they never reflect who is actually in your show. And that is also important to keep in mind here. So even though it says I don't know what it says on your guys, but for me, it says that there are 4 concurrent viewers. As I look, I can actually see that there are actually more concurrent viewers right now. So anyway, those numbers are never accurate. Regardless, dude, you know, it's a big journey. Big journey. The shirt is sticking to me. It's like 75 degrees in this room. 77 outside, 75 in here, and it's about to be like 85 if I don't hurry up and turn the air conditioner on pretty soon. But anyway. Yeah, so going back to what I was originally saying. I love this. I love what I do. I love who I get to be as a person. I love that I get to be the father I always wanted to be. I love that I get to wake up and I get to be the creator that I always wanted to be. And eventually that shit will pop off, you know? Eventually that shit will, it will show that I have put in the work over time. 4 years from now, 5 years from now, or something like that, Tier, if you're still around in this community with me, we will look back on it and we'll say, bro, remember when it was just me and you in chat? You know, like, remember those days? Remember the days of us just hanging out and just doing our thing? Like, and it was just us, and we're just shooting the shit at the Marvel Rivals login screen, you know, at the home screen, and we're just shooting the shit, just having a good time, just the two of us. You know, we're gonna look back on this, and we're gonna be like, damn, bro, good times. And then I'm gonna say, all right, dude, so you ready for this show? And we're gonna sign on, and 1,000 people will be watching, you know? And that's how it was when I was making Destiny content, and that's how it will be again as the time goes on and the shows wear on, and like, it will happen. It will happen. It's just a matter of doing it enough times that people see you, they recognize your face, they recognize your content style, and they go, I like that guy, and then they start coming back. They start coming back for more. Less people watch live streams in general than they do watch videos by like a 100-to-1 ratio. I don't know if you knew that, but like 100 times more people will watch a dedicated uploaded video than will come and watch a live stream. So that is also something to keep in mind. But that being said, I think some of our best content comes out of these lives, you know? Some of the funniest shit I have ever said has happened here while we're live, off the cuff, not because I wrote it in a script, you know? And like, scripts are important for your dedicated VOD content. All of that is true. And you know, and you can sprinkle your jokes and stuff throughout your scripts, and it'll all go well. All of that is true, right? But like, there's something beautiful about the organic moments where I really make people laugh, like where I really give you guys something that brightens your day, that you think about after the stream is over, you know? I guarantee there are people out there who watch something from one of my shows, and then after the show is ended, or they stopped watching it, or they're doing dishes or brushing their teeth or something or shit like that later on, and then they think about that thing that happened during the show, and they're like, damn, that was awesome. You know, I guarantee that happens in real life, you know? And it happens to me while I watch other people's shows as well, or other people's videos as well. Like, that stuff sticks with you, man. And the more content around a certain creator you consume, the more invested in that creator you become, to an extent, right? You know, obviously, we're not gonna be best buddies with like some random guy who came and watched a video one time and like that, and then that stuck with them, right? But you can develop a relationship. You develop a rapport with these people as time goes on, and they communicate with you, and they mention that they like certain things, or you know, and you make more content that they like, and etc., etc. All right, dude, that was a super long rant. Anyway, they're gonna be home soon. So let's do the other thing that I wanted to talk about today. Real quick, while I address you, Tier. Your PC makes your room boil. Your PC may need additional fans inside of it. That is something to keep in mind. I'm not sure if you have liquid cooling. I personally don't, but my PC can run very warm. Specifically, it is right next to Star's chair. So it's right behind my monitor here, but it's right next to Star's chair. And not just like the tower itself, but the ass end of the tower where all of the exhaust gets blown is literally right next to her. So it will heat her like an extra 15 degrees just based on how warm it is. So you may need to look into a couple more fans within your PC if it is running very hot. If it's not giving you a problem with components, like if your components aren't failing, your actual parts of your PC are not failing based on the temperature, then you should be fine. But if it makes your room really hot, I would also consider adding an air conditioner if you can. And then you can turn up the noise gate on your microphone so that the air conditioner isn't picked up as much in the background, etc., etc. I have 7 fans. I'll have to go get a cooler. You should be fine then. As long as your temperatures are good, you should be fine. 7 fans is a lot, dude. That's more fans than we have in the show right now. That's more fans than I have, you know? Like, but for real, that is more fans than I have in my PC. Like, I have the 2 main chassis fans. I have the CPU fan, and then I have the GPU fan, which, like, you know, so like 4 total for me, you know? You should be fine as long as your components are good. All right, moving over to this, because they are going to be home very soon, and I want to make sure that I get this out of the way, because it literally just happened right before the show started. This is the giant-sized Brain Blast trailer for Marvel Rivals. I don't know what the fuck this is. Let's see it. Maybe it's good, maybe it's not. We'll find out together. Let me know if the volume is too loud or too quiet. Are they pop figures? What the fuck is going on here? Why is everybody's head so large? Must be the Brain Blast. Oh, we've got the twerking Venom. No way, bro. No way, dude. Stop it, bro. Are we gonna have a game mode where we get to fight with giant ass heads? That is hilarious. But what about the characters that are really good at aiming, right? Like what about the characters that deal massively increased damage based on getting headshots, like Hela and shit, bro? What if we have to fight Hela and our head is the size of a watermelon? Shit, that's gonna be bad, huh? Seven fans and 4 normal fans in the room. Holy shit. That's a lot of fans. They look so stupid. Bro. They look ridiculous. They really do look like pop figures, though. Like, if we could buy some Marvel Rivals pop figures, I might buy 1 or 2. You know, just for the background here. I might buy 1 or 2. I don't collect pop figures at all. I love game paraphernalia. I love game merch, but I don't collect pop figures. They look like babies from Mortal Kombat, like the babality and shit like that. You know what I'm talking about? Look at them. Look, their heads are even bigger in the art on the side. That is hilarious. Giant-sized Brain Blast. After each event round, players ranked in the top 10, top 100, and top 500 will receive the corresponding title reward, as illustrated in the image. Title rewards will be automatically credited to your account, so keep an eye on your mail for reward notifications. Once claimed, titles can be equipped via career customized title. Top 10, planet-sized brain Iron Man. 100, monster-sized brain Iron Man. Top 500, giant-sized brain Iron Man. So, what, does the head just get progressively bigger the higher up in rank you are? Note, the image displays the Iron Man title as an example. Other hero titles rewards are similar. Okay. So, you just get a big-ass head, I guess, huh? Bro, it looks so ridiculous. I actually do think that Venom kind of does look better with a bigger head, though. I'm not gonna lie. His body versus his head looks a little bit weird in the current format of the game. Like, his, like, giant, buff, muscle-bulging body, and then his, like, tiny, I did steroids and my wiener shrank head. It looks ridiculous as it currently stands. I actually think he kind of looks better with a head this big. Is that weird? Giant-sized Brain Blast. Big battles, bigger brains. Score-free titles, and an emote. Coming April 25th here in Marvel Rivals. So 3 days from now, at the recording of this video, we're going to be seeing big head Marvels coming out in the game here. We see Moon Knight, for whatever reason, is vomiting a rainbow, which I guess is cool. We got Adam Warlock over here, has one gigantic buck tooth, which is representative of all the people who play Adam Warlock as their main. They also have one gigantic buck tooth. Yeah, so that'll be a fun event, I guess, right? You know, we've got an angry Magneto. We've got an Iron Man that's not quite sure what to make of it. You're going to be able to get some titles and a new emote, apparently, in the game. That'll be very fun, I think. Either way, it's neat that they're adding another little fun thing in the game. Doesn't necessarily have to be the craziest shit ever, but I do like that they are adding this shit here into Marvel Rivals. Very cool, dude. Very cool. Cool stuff across the board. Let's go ahead and swing back over here, and we can chat for a little bit longer while we wait for them to come in. Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be nuts, dude. I'm glad you liked my joke. You know, it's not our fault that Venom did a bunch of steroids and has one very shriveled head and a massive bulging the rest of his body, right? His 19 inches of Venom are a full 15 inches larger than his actual skull, which I don't understand, and neither do you, but here we are. We don't need to get it, bro. We just work here, right? We just exist in this space. We just play the game, that's all. We don't need to understand. It's gonna be so funny. I'm gonna enjoy it, that's for goddamn sure. I'm gonna be playing Hela that whole time. We're gonna have to see if the head hitbox is as large as the actual head itself, because that shit looks ridiculous. It really looks over the top, not gonna lie. But, very fun nonetheless. I think that was a pretty fun show, you know, pretty enjoyable show in my opinion. The talking about the art direction thing, I kind of wish it was in English. Like, if I could make a suggestion to them moving forward, maybe get it in English, that would be cool, you know? I do appreciate the developers and how passionate they are about the game. I appreciate the developers and how much thought and nuance goes into each of these different scenes and all of the art within the game. The only thing that I wish is that I didn't have to read the video so that I could just react to it properly. Yeah, it's over if you get on Hela in that event. That's what I'm afraid of, bro. That's what I'm afraid of. Because it's gonna be so easy to dumpster these motherfuckers as Hela if the head hitbox is the size of the actual head. Like, no one stands a chance. No one will be able to live if that is the case. So, we're just gonna hope, you know, against all odds that is not actually the case, that we actually don't have to worry about the entire game being flipped on its ass because the heads are now the size of blimps, right? But either way, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be fun, it'll be funny, and we'll get to enjoy some big head action. Like, I already have, like, that event hasn't even started in the game, and I'm already here with one of those heads, you know? Not really. My head's not that big, but, you know, for comedic purposes, it is pretty enjoyable. Yeah, dude. So there was one other thing that I wanted to do today, which I guess we'll get to tomorrow, just based on the fact that they should be home any minute here. Even give me Widow at that point. Yo, Hawkeye. The Hawk guy meta is about to pop off here. We've never seen a Hawkeye more deadly than during the big head mode, you know? Hawkeye is just gonna one-hit everyone. That's gonna be my new main. I'm calling it now. Hawkeye gonna be the new main in the big head meta. Maybe Namor after that. I think that Namor already deals massive damage on a crit, so there's potential that that he could be way better. I got a message from somebody earlier. Is he still on? He is still on. I'm just not gonna message him back. Dude, if you're seeing this, if you're hearing this, I apologize for not messaging you back. I gotta go in a minute here, so starting a conversation doesn't seem like the smartest thing in the world. Very cool stuff either way. Chat, that's gonna do it for me today. I can hear them pulling into the driveway right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and play the outro music. And again, there was something else that I wanted to do today that I guess we'll get to tomorrow, because I'm probably not gonna cut this into a super long video as I normally would. Just based on the way that the stream didn't want to work in the early parts of the show, so we're gonna try and take it from there. Maybe I'll do the art direction thing as a video. I'm not sure how many people are gonna care about that, but you know, maybe. We all walking around looking like the fruit punch guy. Yes, bro, the Hawaiian punch dude. I don't know his name, but I'm gonna assume his first name is Hawaiian, last name Punch. And yeah, that's exactly what we're all gonna look like. It's gonna be ridiculous. And with that being said, I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out today. Tier, thank you so much for always chilling with me in all these shows. I look forward to them every day. I wake up with a renewed vigor to come on and do these shows every day because I know how much you enjoy it and how much I enjoy doing it for you. The shows would not be the same without you chilling with us, bro. So thank you for that. Thank you to Kram the Frog as well. And Kram, I'm glad whatever happened at the neurologist was a big breakthrough. I hope that when we get to talk later, I get to hear some really good news. And yeah. Oh, the Kool-Aid Man? Oh, yeah. He's very top-heavy, so you gotta be careful with him, right? He could fall over at any moment, and that could be the end of him. Chat, for those of you who are lurking, thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. Tomorrow, I will be back at 11 a.m. Eastern Time for another show. They're literally walking in the door as I speak, so that's gonna be it for me. I will see you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Have a great rest of your afternoon. I'm Moonchild of Dude No Way, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Take it easy.